It's the third year of Imperial occupation. Owen Lars is standing underneath the setting twin suns of Tatooine with Luke, watching the beautiful sight. Luke begins to grow tired and his uncle prepares to get him into bed. But just then, Owen hears something way off in the distance. He puts his binoculars to his eyes and gazes off into the desert. Owen shouts for Beru as he sees something or someone running towards his homestead. "Beru, bring me the rifle," he says, trying to remain calm. As the figure gets closer and closer and comes into focus, it appears to be wearing a black cloak or hood, and it seems to have long metallic legs. The ominous form gets closer and closer as Owen tells his wife to please take Luke inside. Uncle Owen first attempts to reason with this unwelcome guest before demanding he stop in his tracks and put his hands in the air. But the thing keeps running until it is directly in front of Owen, who fires off his rifle, but the dark figure leaps into the air and uses the force to pull the weapon from Owen's grasp. This enemy hits Owen with a rifle with such force that the butt of it breaks off from the rest of its body. Beru calls out for her fallen husband. The dark figure composes himself as he begins to speak. "So it's true. There is a son. The villain senses something. A heart just quickened. I know you're here. I missed you on Kamino by 2 days. I was a day behind you on Geonosis. I came across a corpse on Mustafar I thought might have been you. Imagine my relief." It becomes clear who this taunting villain is. Not a new threat per se, but an old nemesis out for revenge. "I knew if I found the boy you'd come." Suddenly, Darth Maul hears a voice inside of his head. Does Palpatine know? Maul turns, stunned. No, there is no Palpatine, no Empire, no Jedi. There is no light, no dark. Just you and I here now. The familiar, unseen voice of an old foe continues. "We can do this for old time's sake. But I was a Padawan then. Now..." Suddenly, an older man with gray hair and beard to match bursts up from underneath the warm sand. Obi-Wan Kenobi now stands face to face with Darth Maul. Maul ditches his robes, fully revealing his lower half, the metal cyborg-like legs that goes all the way up past his stomach. Maul extends his double-bladed lightsaber. Obi-Wan does the same and the two old enemies go at it. Maul even uses his sharp, talon-like metal feet to grip Obi-Wan by his shoulder. "That day in Theed I fell so far from what I was. When I came to rest, all I could see was you. But I rose up from my ruin to find myself greater, and all the days since have been to your end." The two men continue their war, the red and blue blades slicing at each other underneath the setting twin suns. Maul gains an advantage, then Obi-Wan. Back and forth. After all of the years, this ends on this night. Obi-Wan even manages to slice off multiple horns on top of Maul's crimson head. This, however, barely slows the Zabrak down. However, moments later, Obi-Wan leaps into the air, and when he comes down, his saber slices through Maul's arm just above his elbow. Maul reacts in pain, but is still able to kick his enemy away from him, sending him hurling into a nearby speeder. Maul goes in for the kill, but the Jedi Knight regains his composure, and Maul finds himself with Obi-Wan's lightsaber being held in front of his forehead. Kenobi stares down his tormentor as a million thoughts race through his mind. Images appear one after the other like photographs. He sees his master, Qui-Gon, who was taken from him by Maul. He sees Padme just before she passes away after childbirth. Sees his brother and friend Anakin burning. The torment. The pain grows inside of the Jedi Master as Maul awaits his possible fate. But before Obi-Wan can act on his feelings, he is taken aback by a blaster shot. Not far away, Uncle Owen stands, still holding a smoking blaster in the air. Obi-Wan looks down at Maul, now lying on the ground with a blaster wound in his skull. "I'll take him out to the Dune Sea," Obi-Wan says with his arms now crossed as he stands calmly, "and burn the body there." Beru stands in the distance, holding Luke and watching, thankful everyone is alive. "Is he okay?" Obi-Wan asks, referring of course to Luke. Owen's voice is stern. "I told you I'd keep him safe, and I will, even if that means from you. You don't come back here. Understand?" As the Lars head back inside their home, Obi-Wan walks through the desert, the defeated Maul over his shoulder on his way to the Dune Sea. Don't worry, I'll be right here, even if you can't see me. Always. And that is how Maul met his end in Star Wars Legends. If you'd like to read this story for yourself along with others, it can be found in the comic Star Wars Visionaries. We do also have a video breaking down Maul's death in canon and why Obi-Wan was able to defeat him so quickly if you'd like to check that one out as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, thank you for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.